I'm surprised he didn't backhand them. Welcome back, beautiful and amazing human beings. My name's Luke Radowski here of WeAreChange.org, and there's a lot of absolute craziness to get into today, as of course the domestic situation is not looking too interesting for the American people, as of course we have a very tumultuous economic situation as the technocratic overlords look to, of course, take advantage of people who have been downtrodden that much more. This as criminality is becoming the new norm, as well as new diseases and sicknesses that are looking like they're making a comeback in the United Kingdom and China. Yeah, it's not Groundhog's Day, but we'll talk about that plus a lot more all here on this independent media broadcast. If you like this very deep down the rabbit hole t-shirt that I have right now, you can get it on thebestpoliticalshirts.com. And the clip that we played in the beginning of this video was from 2019, highlighting how Pope Francis doesn't like his followers kissing him on the hand, as a Vatican spokesperson had to come out after this incident and explain that this was due to, quote, hygiene and not, quote, a lack of sympathy for his followers. This from the same guy that virtue signals and goes out of his way to wash the feet of Muslim migrants, who is also now selectively a germaphobe on some incidences. Yeah, absolutely nothing to see here. As in other very strange and bewildering news, we have the latest from Futurism that is reporting how now Sports Illustrated is writing and publishing articles that have been created by artificial intelligence, as they were allegedly caught using fake AI-generated headshots for fake writers that didn't exist, that according to anonymous sources is even going as far as to not just create fake writers, but fake entire articles and headlines themselves, highlighting some ethical and moral questions about the, quote, sports news publication and its, quote, journalistic practices, as of course the future is getting a lot more confusing, especially with all the technological advancements, as now China is set to mass produce humanoid robots in the next 2 years that could potentially work in teaching, construction, and medicine, and absolutely take your job. This as artificial intelligence, social media algorithms, censorship of online speech is already active in the Western world, and as we see in China, used in very repressive ways to prevent people from criticizing the local governments there. But don't worry, the United States government isn't doing any of those things publicly. They're doing it privately, as they're also data harvesting everything about their citizens. As today we are learning about a secret surveillance initiative that has been managed by the White House that is granting law enforcement agencies access to trillions of American phone records for individuals who are suspected of a crime or suspected to individuals who have committed a crime, aka pretty much everyone under the sun. This has all the data that the US federal government is harvesting on you is also data that could be easily hacked, stolen, and of course used for nefarious purposes by nefarious governments, as of course there is a lot of international espionage done by many foreign countries that spy on each other, steal each other's data, as the US government literally tracks, traces, and databases your every step and move, which not only makes you vulnerable to the US government, but to all the other governments out there that soon potentially might be waging a war against the United States and its people. But don't worry, the US government is also spending an estimated $451 billion per year to house and take care of future Democratic voters that are now being called illegal migrants. And don't worry, as we face a full potential global geopolitical deciduous conflict, the U.S. government is also prioritizing diverse, equity, and ESG score-like policies in our major institutions that have diversified the transportation industry, which some have correlated to the close incidences of planes almost colliding with each other recently. And don't worry, the governments definitely have your best interest at heart, as now in places like in New York and Colorado, they are policing speech to make sure that you are not, quote, a fat phobe. Yes, as there's new laws on the books now that prevent people from being discriminated against or offended by someone calling out their height or weight. Bad news from the Tinderellas and almost all other Americans is, of course, the obesity rates have been going up dramatically inside of the United States. So have the diabetes, so have the cancers, so have the heart disease rates. As in my opinion, there's a full frontal medical, psychological, biological war being waged on the American people that I keep ranting and raving about on LukeUnfiltered.com. As of course, today we are going to be having a very important video specifically around health, only available for members of LukeUnfiltered.com. And also, don't forget to check out WeAreChangeDotShop, where we have a lot of incredible amount of supplements that we personally produce, that we personally make, that I personally take, that I cannot recommend enough. Our first product was, of course, TakeTheChillPill.com, and this, of course, is ashwagandha with black pepper. Of course, not everyone should be taking this. Make sure to talk to your medical professional before taking anything into your particular body. I like this because it helps guys with testosterone, helps boost mood, helps people with hormones, which a lot of people have a lot of significant problems with. Dr. Andrew Huberman recommends that you take ashwagandha no more than a month yourself. Other mainline professionals recommend 3 months. Again, what is right for you might not be right for somebody else. Do your own homework, do your own research, and we have information available to you to start your health journey on TakeTheChillPill.com. There's a reason we made this the first product, because this is something that I personally take, something that helps me with my mood, my energy levels, my hormone levels. I've tracked it through, of course, doing a lot of blood panels, and under a significant workload, significant stress, this stuff helps me out a lot. It might help you, it might not help you, but start your own health journey. And when you go to WeAreChange.shop, you click on the Chill Pill, you could watch a video just by clicking right here in the top right-hand corner to learn more about taking ashwagandha yourself. Again, whether it's anxiety, stress, arthritis, brain fog, this has helped me. It helps also and has been linked with helping fertility in men, increasing muscle mass, helping with testosterone. Again, lots of incredible benefits for this. TakeTheChillPill.com. The link is down in the description below. And again, there's some people that shouldn't be taking it. Make sure you're not one of those people, as this is some really good, powerful stuff that should be taken seriously. As of course, taking care of your health should be a priority, especially with all the latest news out there, especially with now the confirmations of a swine flu strain being confirmed by the UK Health Security Agency, documenting the first case of this new swine flu strain, H1N2, as now we have more scary graphics and images of this sickness that is allegedly spreading in the United Kingdom, as the first patient who tested positive for this bug is coming down with some breathing problems and, quote, mild symptoms. As of course now the UK government is working on contact tracing this individual, as he has reported no close contact with the piggies, and a lot of the symptoms associated with the swine flu are symptoms of something that could be easily mixed up with, the cold or the flu. And again, is this something to worry about? Well, a lot of people are pointing out to the fact that this is happening right before another major election cycle, where right-wingers are expected to win big, not only in the United States, but also in Europe. Is this a coincidence? Is this a natural phenomenon? Is this something that maybe was deliberately released on the people of the UK? Well, as of right now, who in the world knows? As the information is just coming in now. And of course, we will be keeping a close eye on it since, of course, in 2020, the health emergency was extensively used and abused by the people in power for their own personal benefit. This as also we're getting a lot of reports of people in China, specifically Beijing, also dealing with some respiratory issues, as we're getting new reports of another sickness there spreading that international, quote, health experts are worried about, as some hospitals are reporting a surge in patients, according to some of the news reports coming from China, which aren't always the most accurate news reports, as of course the state there controls the media and controls the output of what is released to the general public and to the rest of the world. Information is tightly controlled in that country, and if the government there doesn't want you talking, spreading, or reporting on anything happening in that country, they have extensively been able to censor and silence many important stories that would be of note, but sadly were censored on behalf of the state there. So why are we seeing these news reports now coming from the Chinese government? Well, that's a good question to ask, as the Telegraph is also reporting that now India, Nepal, Taiwan, Thailand are wrapping up their surveillance and telling their doctors to be on alert of new possible pneumonia cases that are allegedly originating from China. As this is, quote, a mystery pneumonia that some people are saying is from a new virus. Other people are saying, no, it's just the flu. It's just the winter bug. Who's telling the truth here? Well, again, how in the world will you know? As, of course, the last 3 years have proved to us that the Chinese state media has been lying through their teeth, as they carefully selected pieces of sensationalistic media, specifically showing people plopping down, leading to their demise 3+ years ago, that actually was not correlated at all to any other situation that happened outside of China. Now, what should we make of these reports of hospitals being overwhelmed? What should we make of this ProMed release alert? What should we make of China now expanding their medical clinics in the region, as now some UN officials are even calling for potential new lockdowns? Well, we should be patient. We should be hypercritical of everything we see, as of course the same people from the United Nations lied to us 3+ years ago, and are the same individuals that are now calling for Americans to reduce their meat consumption because of, quote, the weather not being good. Again, just utter ridiculousness coming from the United Nations, as for a lot of people, eating meat and even converting to a carnivore diet has absolutely transformed their lives for the better, as many people who have been reported on a vegan diet, predominantly eating a lot of soy and corn and glyphosate-filled rodent-exterminated vegetables, report a lot of very negative health problems, especially when it comes to their mental health. As of course, there's a lot of insane, quote, scientists and medical experts that urge you to eat human flesh, all in the name of making the weather gooder. Again, you can't trust or believe any of these insane individuals, as of course, a lot of what they tell you is usually not in your benefit. It's usually the exact opposite of anything that might be good for you at all. And that's why I created LukeUnfiltered.com, because I have a lot more to say about this. I have a lot more extensive research to show you and to tell you, especially when it comes to making the right decisions and moves for yourself as an individual. And I can't do that here on this platform. LukeUnfiltered.com is where we are going to be having more of a frank and honest discussion. If you haven't signed up yet, sign up right now. It's quick, easy, and simple. But leaving the question to you, what do you think of all the latest information coming right now from the United Kingdom and China? Are you taking it seriously? Is this something that we should be concerned about? If you agree with that, press number 1. Press number 2 if you're just sick of it and absolutely, without even just needing to look at it, are not going to believe it on its face value. Where do you stand on the issue? Let me know down in the comment section below. I always appreciate the conversation. I always appreciate the ability for you guys to participate in this independent media organization. We got one more major live show coming up for you today, 7 p.m. Eastern, and I will see you there. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you guys actively signing up, sharing this video, being a member. Being a member, you get to call into the live show that we do now 3 days out of the week. We're doing a live show today. Stay tuned for that. Plus a lot more, all here on LukeUnfiltered.com. WeAreChange.org. I love you guys. Stay tuned for more.